Hello, I just kind of wanted to go through and show off my Pokemon collection as it stands currently, but I figured there's no use for any kind of preamble here. There's really no use to just kind of jump right in. Let's start with the good stuff. So we're gonna go over my graded cards and kind of seal the collection first. It's really small. So here, speaking of really small, we have Poke Mini. This is from the first edition base set. Just miniaturized version by Galactic Muffin out over in Canada, or up over in Canada, and I was lucky enough to get a Charizard pack art, as you can see there. So the miniature version of a first edition booster pack. So that's pretty exciting. I'm actually really excited about that. And you can see the first edition stamp right there. Something I think is really cool. Up next is a Fossil base set unlimited booster pack. Never gonna open this. This is just one of the first sets I actually truly remember having collecting and having in my binder. So it's just having this booster pack is pretty sentimental. So yeah, I'll just keep this one sealed forever. I don't even envision me selling it. I just think I'll always have this one. Alright, here we come to the graded cards, and I've kind of stacked them in an intentional kind of order from least exciting to most exciting. So first up we have a CGC 9.5 Ditto V from Shining Fates. This was a little bit of an impulse buy on eBay. I saw it listed for pretty cheap and I just kind of went for it. I figured it was at a price where I just couldn't pass up on it. And a 9.5 CGC, I figure can't really go wrong on a cheap 9.5. Another 9.5 Centiskorch VMAX coming out of Darkness Ablaze. I just was going through a pretty big Centiskorch phase, and so this was one of the cards that I picked up to get through that little bit of a phase. I definitely don't regret it. Not as cheap as the Ditto V, but you know, it was cheap enough to justify, and I'm really happy with it. Moving on to this Togepi, Cleffa, and Igglypuff GX card. This is actually the only card of this in existence in English print. There's a card like this that is, I forget which set it is in, but in Japanese, but this promo card was available as a promo card in the Small But Mighty pack. And that is the only place that this card has been available in English, so I've been really excited about that. I had a raw copy, you'll actually see that later, of it, and I just saw the 9.5 from CGC, and it was at a price that I was comfortable with. So I finally was able to pull the trigger on this one, but this is actually one of the base, was the raw card rather I should say, was one of my very first collecting cards for the purpose of actual pure collecting. So this was a big one for me. Moving into the 9.5 Hidden Fate Stained Glass Zapdos Articuno Moltres. I am sure most of you are a huge fan of this card as well. It's just a phenomenally looking card. That it's just a classic design. I actually hunted the Japanese version of this from the Sky Legends box for a real long time. And so this was kind of a trophy piece for all of those Japanese Sky Legends. And then for our last graded card, here we have a PSA 9 Edvard Munch Psyduck. This is my pride and joy. I have a bachelor's of fine art, and so I studied art in college for a long time, and so the combination between that art history crossover and Pokemon, I just had to go for it, and especially now as this card has grown in popularity through this recent boom. And I feel like the series of the Munch retrospective is only going to get larger and larger and larger. I'm a huge fan of this card. Love it. Definitely one of my trophy pieces. This stack is a stack of cards that comes from what is my display of cards, and we're starting from the bottom, working our way up to the top. And starting with the bottom, we have two awesome promos that I really love. The Blastoise and Venusaur VMAX that came in some VMAX boxes with battle styles, and I think Darkness Ablaze as well. Just huge fans of these promo cards. Like the box price was worth it for these promos just for me. I love these two promos. I was really hoping maybe we would see some sort of completion. Maybe we would see some sort of Charizard box coming this year. I don't think we will, but I just love these two promos. Huge. Now we're heading into my rainbow section of cards. We have an Alcremie VMAX from Shining Fates rainbow card. Victini VMAX. This came out of Battle Styles rainbow as well. Again, this is my section of rainbow and cards in my collection. A Flapple VMAX, again coming out of Battle Styles. Battle Styles has actually been a little bit generous to me with the rainbow-specific cards, way more than any other set. Here we have a first Japanese rainbow. This might be the first... Oh, no, it's not the first Japanese card we've seen. Definitely not, because we just saw that Psyduck. But yeah, let's see, Venusaur and Snivy rainbow Japanese pack. This is from Remix Bout, this one. Japanese Gardevoir, of course, that rainbow shine as well. Love the way it picks up the light. Moltres Zapdos Articuno, Japanese. So this is the Sky Legends one. I, again, was hunting the stained glass version, but I was really, really happy to pull this rainbow one here. So that's definitely one of my centerpieces in the display. And now we make our way into the trainers. We have Kabu in a Japanese version. Professor Oak, Japanese. And then we have a Shining Fates Ball Guy, English, as you can see. Moving into some more Shining Fates Bird Keeper. Into the Battle Styles, we have Single Strike Mustard. This is actually, I really, really like this guy because I think it's a little bit of a departure from the standard kind of trainers, and I love the kind of anime aspect to hit like the action-y pose that he takes. I love it. More Battle Styles with Bruno. Again, I love this kind of anime action style full art trainer. Love it. Here we have a Fisherman. I was actually really excited to pull this out of Hidden Fates. I have only opened one tin's worth of Hidden Fates, and I was able to pull one of these guys. So I was actually super, super excited to pull the Fisherman. Here we have a Piers full art trainer again. Let's see, get the light to reflect off of it. Vivid Voltage Bia, as she's more correctly pronounced. And of course the one and only Skyla. Who doesn't love Skyla coming out of Shining Fates, the chase card. I resigned myself, not like I wasn't going to be able to pull her, and then I bought a copy and then pulled two of her, so I instantly sold the copy that I bought and was like, I'm so happy to have two of these that I've actually been able to pull myself, so really, really excited about that one. Of classic Jessie and James. This was actually gifted to me when I very first started collecting by my sister, and it wasn't really valuable of a card when she gifted it to me. I think it was literally like a $5 card when she gave it to me, and now it has gone up a bunch since then. Love this card as well. It's a classic, especially for anybody that collected early. Just Team Rocket. How could you go wrong? This is one of my favorite, or just reminds me of one of my favorite booster packs as well. Now here we move into Pikachu Holographic 25th Anniversary. This was big for me on collecting again because being able to get those cards at McDonald's was one of the first times I was actually able to find Pokemon cards in the wild for a really long time. So being able to pull two of these was an awesome experience. Alright, and we're moving now into the top shelf of my display, and we have the Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX cards. I pulled the Single Strike first, and it took a while to get. I actually just recently pulled this Rapid Strike, and for a while I thought I was only going to have the Single Strike available to me, so I was really happy to round out the collection with both of them. They look great right next to each other. I don't even mind that it's not the secret rare or anything like that, or the alternate art. Battle Styles has been actually pretty good to me, all things considered. I wasn't happy with it at first, but these two look great next to each other. Centiskorch, I told you I had a thing for that Firebug earlier. After seeing it in this Shining Fate set and seeing how awesome it looks in this Shiny Vault card, that's kind of what kicked off the Firebug obsession. And so, yeah, definitely had to display that. Moving into another VMAX from Shining Fates. Ditto VMAX, again, a super nostalgic card for me. I think it's just such a beautiful card. It's so simple. It's so I just love it. Eternatus VMAX here, a nice gold card. Love the Pokemon gold cards. I love just that unique look that they have to them. This was actually a shock to open as well when you see it combined with all of the other cards. It's such it stands out so strongly. So it's a great pull. Here we have a Reshiram and Charizard Japanese from Remix Bout. This was a cool pull, a cool set to have because it's always great and exciting to pull some of these awesome legends like Charizard. So that's a great card to have in someone's display. Here we have a full art Zapdos Moltres Articuno. You can tell I love the birds. I just love the way that these cards look, especially the way that they look in the light, and they're a great series. They were a great chase. Unfortunately, I didn't get to pull the stained glass on its own, but I did get a bunch of other spoils of that set. And then here we go into this was the first pack I opened of this set, and I actually pulled the chase card for the whole set. The Miracle Twins Japanese set, Mew and Mewtwo GX, beautiful card, and I was just this first pack magic. I just can't believe I did it on the very first pack of the very first booster box I got. Speaking of shocked, the Tyranitar V alternate art, I couldn't believe that I pulled this. I just was in absolute shock because I didn't think it was ever going to happen to me. Just seeing how rare that this card pulled, and so when I actually finally pulled it, I was just Charizard level excited, and maybe even a little bit more. Speaking of Charizard, of course, we can't get through a display without mentioning the most famous Pokemon of all time. Here we go, is my Shining Fates Charizard. Pulled this guy, and actually pulled another one as well. So we had two of the Charizards from Shining Fates. Only one of the Tyranitar alternate arts out of all the battle styles that I've pulled as well. So this, of course, was exciting because of, who he is, but I knew that when I pulled this one, I was only ever going to get one. And so getting two Charizards and one of these, I feel like the luck came pretty strong. So speaking of the McDonald's we spoke of earlier set, we earlier saw the Pikachu. Here are the starters I collected in holographic. Of course, we have Charmander, Squirtle, and of course they have the 25th anniversary stamp. That was the unique thing about these McDonald's cards. And then Bulbasaur. The holographic print pattern on them I am a big fan of as well, so those McDonald's cards are really cool to have. I did collect one full holographic set, but I did actually a couple of them, but I did sell those off as to kind of justify the cost of what I'd spent on this chasing these sets around to different McDonald's and buying packs and stuff like that. But I did keep one of the full sets just in the standard base form, not holographic. So let's run through that in order. That's my kind of favorite thing about collecting, is when you're able to get these full sets like this, because being able to flip through all of these starters and all of these cards through the 25th anniversary is like, the reason we do it. And so, and seeing all of these cards through throughout the 25 years of Pokemon, and all these starters, and it's super a nostalgic set. I had to have at least one full set for myself. I do kind of wish I saved myself a holographic set, but again, it was expensive to go around to all of the McDonald's getting enough of cards to make these sets, and so I did need to sell them to kind of offset that cost. and then of course ending with the chase card, the Pikachu. But we did keep the starters plus a holographic Pikachu, and I think for me that's enough of a symbolic trophy for me. I don't need to have more of the holographics other than those. Here are another 2 full sets. Here we have the Remix Bout complete set, but if you notice, this card is starting at 2 out of 64, and that's because the big 3 I have separated and put out to display. We already saw the Charizard and Reshiram, so we're not going to go through each individual card, but this is the remaining set for that. Here we have Sky Legend. It's a smaller set, it's only 54 cards. And that's, of course, the one with the 3 birds, Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, and the Japanese version that we chased for so long. And this is the actual complete set of that, so we might as well flip through them. Again, it's only 54 cards. It's a bit of a smaller set, so we'll just run through these really kind of quickly. You can take a look at the whole set. I think it was a pretty okay set, but quite frankly, I don't think these base cards are that exciting or great. None of them were really any of my favorite Pokemon. Besides that, this set had some great trophy cards. So, you know, hunting those secret rares and those full arts were a lot of fun, but like a Keldeo, it's not the most exciting thing. Some Voltorbs, Ekans. It's just very few of our actual favorite. As of course we get to Coughing though and Wheezing. Those are some favorites. But as you can see, not a fantastic base set of Pokemon. It's really all about those trophy cards. Speaking of, here's one of them, the base version. It's a great card. Although the holographics are nice. And as we're about to get into the trainer section, there you go. Jesse and James, there's the holographic Japanese version, which is a classic, a favorite. Marnie. Alright, and there is the full set of Sky Legends. As you can probably tell, I'm a sucker for promos, so here we have a little baggie of promos, but we don't have to open those up because we will see those soon enough. This is the Crobat VMAX Premium Collection promo from the Premium Collection box. This is the Dragapult VMAX from the Dragapult VMAX Collection box, and they're also going to have their V counterparts later on down the line here, so we'll set those aside. Here is the Cramorant, Boltund, and Eldegoss V promos from the Shining Fates tins. Of course, I opened up a bunch of those, so it's nice to have some cool promos to reflect the opening of those. And here are those V cards from the Premium Collections previously was just talking about. Some great promo cards. Like I said, I'm a huge sucker for some promos. And there is, of course, the EBT promo for Shining Fates, the EV VMAX. This is just the raw card. We have some sealed later on. This is the Serial Pikachu 25th anniversary stamped holograph. You can see kind of in the light the holographic Serial kind of pattern in the background. And this one, I did not find any of the cereals in any of the stores near me, so I had to buy this one online. I didn't get the chance to pull it myself, but it was you know, like $3-4, so that was a very reasonable price. Here we have some Battle Styles promos, some Eevee Love with Eevee and Jolteon. With as many of these blister promos as I got, none of them had swirls in them. I was actually really on the lookout for swirls in the promos. I didn't find any though. But here are the two Battle Styles, Jolteon and Eevee evolutions. I really wish there were more than just the Jolteon and Eevee when it came to the Battle Styles promos. I was hoping we'd get more of a complete, robust Eevee evolution. Here's the Rapid Strike Urshifu promo card. Looks pretty identical to the regular Rapid Strike Urshifu V card. I opened one Hidden Fates tin, and this was the tin that was luckily enough Charizard, a GX tin. So here's my promo. It was nice to have a little piece of that history. Oh, this is a brand new... This is like literally one of the newest cards in this collection, and here it is in my promos, and it's the Sword and Shield Elite Trainer Backs Plus Zamazenta V gold card, and so this just came in that box. I just got a Zamazenta. I didn't get the Zacian one as well. I just wanted... I'll probably pick up the promo at some point in the future, but I didn't need to open or buy another whole collection box just to get the one promo. I'll wait for that, but this is the newest card in my entire collection. Here is a raw stained glass Moltres Zapdos Articuno. It's in English, the Hidden Fates ETB promo card. We already saw the graded version of that. Here is a raw version, still sealed, as you can see in the packaging. So that's a cool one to have. And then here are four, oh no, I'm sorry, only three EV VMAX promos. Here we have my collection of Shining Fates cards, and we'll start off with this error card. As you can see, the top was cut as well as there is a crimp error. So this is like a cool, super rare piece of Pokemon to have in my hand. I was actually pretty excited about pulling this error card just because of how rare, especially from Shining Fates. There's a lot of error cards from Battle Styles, but Shining Fates I feel like is pretty rare to find, so especially a double error. So I was actually felt really lucky to pull this one. And here we have each of the amazing rares with Kyogre, Reshiram, and Yveltal for Shining Fates here. These were... I think everybody enjoyed these amazing rares. Kyogre is just easily my favorite amazing rare of the whole series, and one of my favorite Pokemon and cards throughout any time it makes an appearance. And here we get to the VMAX cards. I did pull or collect all of the VMAX cards. If they're not the ones, if all 15 aren't right here in this stack, they're ones that were already displayed from the display collection. But we'll run through these a little quicker because these are the less exciting ones. We have the Delmise VMAX, Cinderace VMAX, Morpeko VMAX, Crobat VMAX, Ditto VMAX, Cramorant VMAX. And now here we get into the Shiny Vault. Grimmsnarl VMAX. Rillaboom VMAX. This was a great pull because he's just so hyped, so it's easy to get hyped yourself. The Lapras VMAX. And Toxtricity VMAX. And then, of course, Charizard and the remaining Alcremie and whatever else were in the display. And now here we get into the section of shinies. I'm not going to go through all of these shinies, but these are some shinies, just a little thick, semi-thick little group of shinies. And then beyond that, here are some just my favorite shinies that made the cut. Center Scorch shiny. And then these were just some cool shinies to have. Grookey, Thwackey, Rowlet, Dartrix, especially those evolutions, Dedenne, Hatterene, Galarian Berserker, Bunnelby, a Nickit, Cramorant, Dreadnought, Clobbopus. Now here are some V cards from Shining Fates here. Let's see. Let's crack this open because I'm not exactly 100% sure which ones are in here. So it might be worth going through. Phalanx V, Center Scorch V. Yeah, these were just the V counterparts that I've pulled. It's always exciting to see shiny vaults. Delmise V, Crobat V, Morpeko V. I don't think I have all the V cards. Indeedee, Cramorant, Cinderace, and Grimmsnarl V. So that was worth opening that little package. And then beyond that, Eternatus V, Center Scorch V Max, another one, has made its appearance. Here's a Raw Ditto V, Grimmsnarl V, Shiny, another Toxtricity V, and Alcremie V, and then we're ending on a Greedent. Here we have my Vivid Voltage pulls, starting with a couple amazing rares, Zacian, amazing rare, to a Rayquaza. This was actually also a fresh pull at the same time. I forget exactly what other card I mentioned as a quick pull out of Vivid Voltage, but this was one of those as well. Zarude Sandstorm V, Talonflame. None of my Vivid Voltage pulls are exciting, really, so we can just breeze through these, but they're also not really worth getting rid of. This was all of my pulls from one Vivid Voltage booster box. Reverse Holographic Charizard was probably the coolest thing in that entire booster box. Nothing too crazy. We did have an amazing rare though. Actually, now that I'm looking at a couple amazing rares, so anytime I can add some amazing rares to the collection, I'm very happy with that. A Pikachu, can't be upset about that. Allagash, not exactly crazy about Allagash and Honedge and like those sword Pokemons. The sword Pokemon, they're just not crazy about them. Ampharos, Alakazam V was actually one I was super excited about. Here we go, the Allagash VMAX, Toxtricity VMAX, and Galarian Darmanitan VMAX. Here we have reached now the Battle Styles segment. I've actually opened up quite a fair bit of Battle Styles because they're actually kind of one of the few sets that's actually been available. I've opened up a booster box as well as several ETBs, Rapid Strike Urshifu, Tyranitar V, Mimikyu V, Tapu Koko VMAX, Flapple VMAX, Victini V, Empoleon V, and Kricketune V. Just a small collection of my V card pulls. Getting into a little bit more interesting stuff, a Corviknight VMAX, a Single Strike Urshifu V, and then a couple more promos, Jolteon promos. Of course, as we know, I'm a sucker for promos. Centiskorch Reverse Holo, love the Firebug. What can I say? The Flapple alt art, which is always fun to pull an alternate art card. Another Corviknight VMAX, just because there's so many of them. A Flapple V regular full art. And a Stoutland V to round out the deck for Battle Styles. Alright, and now I have to try to get through all of my Japanese pulls before my battery dies, but I'm gonna just quickly kind of scroll through them here. These are all Japanese, different pulls of my favorite Pokemon, just that I had to keep. I couldn't part with for sure, and especially after chasing so many, specific cards, it's nice to have these cards as little mementos and trophies. Especially this one's a nice cool one too to have in addition to that other one, and then a Psyduck and Slowpoke all together. But some, fun Japanese cards here. Definitely nothing too crazy. These ones probably, won't make it to my display shelf, but they're great cards. Particularly these Remix Bout cards and, the Sableye, Tyranitar, just some great cards, but just will never be a centerpiece in a collection, or a display rather. And then I guess the only last thing kind of worth showing right here is I happen to have an Aaron Rodgers rookie card from the Topps 50th anniversary edition. I actually had this set was bought for me when I was a kid, so I've held on to this since Aaron Rodgers was a legitimate rookie, and this has been in my possession that entire time. So that's a little bit of a kind of an investment card. I'll send this off to get graded as he retires, and I'll probably sell it upon his retirement. And it's a little bit of an investment. I'm not a sports card guy, so this will be a little bit of like a childhood savings bond kind of thing. Thanks, Dad. But that's my card collection. I had some, I guess as I wrap up, I can go through just these last little bit of cards as we say goodbye and thanks for checking them out. Just some random cards that aren't exactly worth some more Japanese hits here. Holographics weren't really quite worth going for and through, but these cards have, really made me happy, and collecting them has been a lot of fun, and I'm sure, if you found this video, that's the same for you. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and yeah, go catch them all.